This thing is worth a lot more money than I thought it was. I'm even just trying to tear it apart and I can't even get the parts out. It's always one bolt, man. It's always one bolt. Always just one that'll strip. Always. Ugh. Did you hear that? Is there money to be made from parting out and scrapping an old CNC machine? I don't know, but we're about to find out today because I'm getting rid of this piece of shit. If you watch my previous video on this machine, it's a 1999 Haas VF3. And when it came in the door, it worked good until it didn't. Me personally, I need another project like I need a hole in the head. So for the first time, I'm gonna go ahead and strip this machine down, part it out, and send it to scrap. Along the way, I'm gonna look up what all these parts go for. And my game plan is to offer everything a little bit lower than everything else so that it goes quick and I don't have to sit on it. What I'm gonna start with first is what's easiest to get to is all the electronics in the cabinet. I'm gonna start taking those out, looking them up, and seeing what the prices are. Then I'm gonna put them up on my shelf, get them listed on eBay, see if we can get them sold. The first thing I'm gonna look up here is this vector drive. If you saw my previous video, you know I just had this rebuilt. So this is a brand new rebuilt unit. It should be worth a little bit of money. It's a 20 horsepower vector drive. Let's look that up. Holy crap, this thing is worth a lot more money than I thought it was. What I did was I searched it with the number that's on the side here on eBay, and check it out. There's two on here like that. They're asking $3,100 for that one, and they're asking $3,300 for this one. And these are from China. What? Whoa, that one's in China. This one's in China. This one's in China for $7,200. Wow, these are different ones right here. These aren't the same ones. Here's another one, new open box. They want $4,147 for it. Whoa, that's a lot more than I was expecting this to go for. So here's actually a refurbished one, but it's not the same one as mine. That's a different one. So maybe the one that I have is kind of sought after. So what I'm going to do is offer this for $2,000 bucks. I think I should get that all day. This is recently refurbished. I have a video of it running the spindle. I think we should have no problem getting $2,000 out of that. What I'm wondering, since I'm scrapping it, is if I should just cut all the cables so that whoever gets it knows where everything goes back to. Maybe that's a good idea to do that. And it saves me a little bit of time. There we go, vector drive out. Next thing on the list is these drives. I've got 4 of them in here. I'm gonna do the same thing, just cut them all, get them pulled out. So I'm also taking pictures of these in the machine, and when I pull them out, I'm taking them over to my table and taking nice pictures of them. There's one. There's number 4. Next up, the breakout board. At the end of this whole video, I'll tell you what I got in this machine, and we should see our total and see if we made a profit. All the wires are grabbing it, trying to like pull it back in. It's crazy. Jeez. There's a controller breakout board. Next, I'm gonna pull out this transformer breaker board. Here's that board. Next, I'm gonna pull out this power supply. There's a little transformer T4 board right here I'm gonna pull out. Now let's see how hard it is to take these breakers out. Maybe this big one is worth some money, and this little one here, this little contactor. I don't see how this big one mounts in there, the main breaker, so I'm probably just gonna leave it. It's probably worth some money, but you know, is what it is. I'm not gonna nitpick this thing to death. So that's pretty much everything worth money stripped out of this cabinet. Now I'm gonna start pulling the servos. The first one is right here, behind all this stuff. I know this may be worth a little bit of money, but I'm not gonna mess with it because it's all oily and greasy and nasty. I'm just gonna get it out of the way. There's just this bracket with these 2 bolts right here that I'm gonna pull out so I can get down in there and get to that servo. And these are AC servos, so they should be worth a little bit more money than the old DC servo motors. I wanted to take a minute just to tell you guys how much I appreciate all the support you've given my channel. I'm a smaller channel, so YouTube doesn't pay me a lot of money to do it. So all the likes, subscribes, thumbs up, comments really keep me motivated to keep doing the videos. In an effort to keep my channel sponsor free, I'm actually coming out with my own merchandise that I make myself right here in-house. My plan is to do limited numbers of designs, and when they're sold out, and then we move on to another design to keep everything fresh and cool. I want to show you guys the first t-shirt design that I have. Bam! So I designed an old school Bridgeport style mill with old school over it. And inside the design, instead of Bridgeport, it says Precision. And then down below, it has the channel name. And then on the front, real nice and crispy, has the Precision Metal logo. Now, I hand-picked these shirts. I've been wearing these shirts for years. I love these shirts. If you got a little extra weight like I got, when you wash them and dry them, they shrink up in the arms, and they kind of stay loose in the stomach. I'm pretty particular on what type of fabric I like on my body, especially when I'm sweating and getting dirty. It's not like a really tough, scratchy material. These are really, really soft, nice shirts. Really, really comfortable. So I've made a limited number of this design right here. I've got smalls all the way up to XXX. So at the bottom of this video, you should see the support store, and you'll see the t-shirt pop up in there. If you don't see that little thing pop up down there, I'll put a link to the t-shirts in my description below. I really, really appreciate all the support. Again, these are made by me by hand, shipped out from my place. There's no drop shipping. Thanks again. Back to the video. Huh. Well, maybe I could sell this whole assembly right here that came off. It does not want to budge. I know it's just a Lovejoy connecting that. I don't know how to get this out of here. It is not wanting to budge. Like I said, I know I'm pretty sure it's just 2 Lovejoy couplers coupled together, but they are tight. Well, I spent the last 2 hours, 2 broken screwdrivers, 1 pry bar later, and I still can't get this motor out. It moves, like I got all 4 bolts out, it moves. It's obviously there's a Lovejoy in there, but Haas must have put something else inside of there to where I can't get it out. So at this point, after hours spent on that, it's risk worth reward, and I don't give a damn. It's staying in there. I don't care if it's worth $500. There's 2 more on here. If they fight me like that, they're staying in here too. I've fixed parts on lots of CNC machines. I've never, in the history of working on machines, had as much problems as I've had fixing a machine than I've had trying to fix this one. I'm even just trying to tear it apart, and I can't even get the parts out. That's how frustrated I am with it. Let's see if we got better luck getting the X-axis servo motor out of there. Let's yank these way covers, see if we can get that pulled. Same thing. This one's stuck in there. There must be another way to get these out of there. Or that Lovejoy coupler is just that stuck. These are not coming out. There's no way. There's got to be something else in there coupling these. I don't know how. I don't know how the hell you'd get it down in there and tighten something in there down unless you take the whole table off. That don't make no sense. These are legitimately not coming off. Like all that wiggling, it hasn't budged an inch, not one little inch. So I guess these are gonna stay on there. So for me, it's time versus reward on doing this crap right here. Those freaking motors are not coming off. I sat there prying on that, wiggling on that for 10 minutes. I sat there for 2 hours doing the other one down there. That thing never even budged. I broke screwdrivers off in there, pry bar I bent trying to, they are not coming off. I don't know how Haas has those in there, but they're definitely not Lovejoy couplers, or they're Lovejoy couplers that are welded together. So no servos coming off this machine. I'm not even gonna try to take any more of those off. I got all the electronics cabinets stripped out, and then what I'm gonna do is take off the screen over here next. So if any of you guys know why these aren't coming out like a normal CNC machine, every other CNC machine I've ever worked on in my whole entire life, if you know why those aren't coming out, drop it in the comments below. I'm interested to know why, but I don't care because I don't think I'm ever gonna mess with a Haas again after this experience. But I am curious to know why these freaking things are not coming out. They wiggle, they turn, they'll wiggle back and forth. They will not separate and pull out. No way. So that being said, let's move on to the controller. So I'm gonna take the back off, take some pictures of it, cut all the wires in there, get that thing pulled off of there so I can get it posted online. So the plan with this is just cut all these wires here. And I'm not sure how this is connected. I think those 4 bolts right there. I'm gonna get all these wires cut out of here, get these 4 bolts pulled, yank this thing out, put the back cover back on. Now I know this is probably gonna hurt some people's feelings. Trust me, it does me too. If you've seen my previous video when I got this machine, I was really kind of excited to get it. I bought this screen right here for this machine, so it is what it is. I need the floor space. I'm frustrated with this machine. It's got to go. Here we go. It's always one bolt, man. It's always one bolt. Always just one that'll strip. Always. Oh my God, that bolt was just smoked in there. Like whoever put it in there just smoked it down. Did you hear that? That is how tight that freaking bolt is in there, dude. Wow. Here we go. Hopefully this thing don't weigh a ton. Got it. There it is. All right, I got the screen out. Some of the stuff that's left is the spindle motor, the tool changer, and I guess you could sell some of the ways in here. You could sell the doors. I mean, you could nitpick this thing to death and sell every little part and piece. But like I said, for me, it's time versus money on this thing. I got to get it out of here. I need to get more machines in here. So I'm unfortunately not even going to spend the time to pull the spindle out or the spindle motor out of there. I know some people are probably cringing at that, but one, spending the time to sit there and yank them out by the hour is not worth it to me. Two, having those huge things sitting in my shop and then having to ship them out and do all that stuff just isn't worth it for me. So the last thing to do is take this thing to scrap, see how much they'll give me for it, and add it to the total. Okay, so I just got back from the scrap yard. They gave me $900 in scrap for the machine, but I actually had to pay a trucking company $400 to take it, so I profited $500 from that. So now let's total everything up, what I got for scrap, what I got out of the machine, what I paid for the machine, and see if there was any profit in parting out and scrapping a CNC machine. I actually purchased this machine at an auction, which I got burned on. I paid $2,300 for the machine at the auction. I had to pay a 20% buyer's premium on top of that. I had to pay to get it loaded, and I had to pay to get it shipped here. All that added up to $4,200, which is a pretty hefty investment for a machine you're just gonna part out and scrap. Now the running total with everything from scrap to selling off the parts is $6,475. Now I could have got more money if I would have parted more of the machine out, probably the tool changer, the spindle motor, the way covers, the doors. You can go to the extreme with these things and really part them out, but I just wanted the thing out of my way. So with that being said, the total end profit in this machine, $2,275. That's me getting my money back and profiting $2,275. I was just happy to get my money back and get this thing out of my place. So is buying and parting out and scrapping CNC machines worth it? I'd say absolutely. I'd say it's a really viable way to make money. If you have the space to do it, you got the time to tear them apart, and you've got the storage to store the stuff until you sell it, I'd say it's a really good business actually. So that about does it for this one. Again, I appreciate all the likes, all the follows, all the comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, make sure to give me a follow, and go back and check out some more of my videos. I'll see you guys on the next one.